Hello students, I am Miss Amrita. Today I am going to teach you a new chapter, that is the coming of the Mughals. I am sure you must have studied Delhi Sultanate by now. Okay. So the last dynasty of the Delhi Sultanate, that was the Lodi dynasty, and the last ruler of Lodi dynasty was Ibrahim Lodi. Okay. So Ibrahim Lodi was defeated by a king named Babur, who was the belonging to the dynasty of Mughals. So when Babur defeated Ibrahim Lodi in a battle, then after that only the Mughal empire could establish in India. So Babur formed his empire in India, and as he was belonging to the Mughal dynasty, so therefore the foundation of Mughal dynasty was laid in our country. Now we know about Babur. Who was he? Okay. So first we'll see about Babur. He was the founder and his full name was Zahiruddin Muhammad Babur. He ruled in India from 1526 to 1530. So children, if you notice over here that he only ruled in India for 4 years. Can you see, from 1526 to 1530. So we can say it was a very short period for a king to rule a place. So therefore definitely he might have not got much time to do things, a lot of things for the people of India. Yes. So actually for him, Mughals, it is told that Babur was belonging of he belonged to two very brave families. He was the ancestor of two great families, those who were the warriors. Okay. So he was the combination, or we could say his mother and father belonged from the Timur and from Genghis Khan family. So they were the descendant of Timur and Genghis Khan. So why these two are important? Because they were the warrior. So definitely when two great warriors combination was there of father and mother, so definitely the son would be a great warrior itself. So that is what the Babur was, and therefore he was able to establish his empire in our country. The native place of Babur was Fargana in Central Asia. For Babur, it is told that at very early age, at the age of 11, in some of the books you'll find 12 also, but at the age of 11, he has got the throne of his father, because his father died. So therefore at the very early age he has to take control of his father's territory, and that was in Fargana, which we find in Central Asia. So Babur was invited in India by two people. Okay. Which two people? Daulat Khan Lodi, who was the governor of Punjab, and Rana Sanga, who was the ruler of Mewar. Now, why Babur was invited to India? Babur was invited to India because Daulat Khan Lodi and Rana Sanga were having their own motives. They thought like Babur would invade India for some wealth and things and all, and he will defeat Ibrahim Lodi, and he will dethrone him and will take all the money. They will loot over here and they will go away, like the other rulers have done it before. But here the thing went against of it. What they thought, it was just the reverse of it. Daulat Khan Lodi, who was the cousin of Ibrahim Lodi. So as I have told you, Ibrahim Lodi was the last ruler of Delhi Sultanate. So he was the cousin of Ibrahim Lodi. He himself invited Babur to defeat Ibrahim Lodi so that he could get the throne of Delhi. So but Babur later on decided not to loot the country and go away, rather to stay here and rule the country. So all this great information we get it from about the Babur from an autobiography which is known as Baburnama or Tuzuke Babari. I hope children you must be knowing the difference between autobiography and biography. Okay. Autobiography, which is written by himself or herself, by a person who writes himself, and biography in which is written on somebody else. If I will write about somebody else, that will be known as biography. an autobiography if I'll write about myself. So here Babur wrote about himself, which was known as Babarnama or Tuzuke Baburi. Then about the battles which he has fought. So in the year 1526, very very important children, this battle, because that was the deciding power, or I would say the deciding point where the fate of India changed, from where the Delhi Sultanate ended and we got the Mughals, those who ruled in India for very very long period. Okay, so the first battle, that was the first battle of Panipat. So as the battle was fought in Panipat, the area, the region was Panipat, therefore it is known as the first battle of Panipat. And it was fought between, as I have told before, Babur and Ibrahim Lodi. I am sure you must be knowing that who must have won till now. Yes. So Babur was able to defeat Ibrahim Lodi, and therefore he was able to establish Mughal Empire in India. Now the next battle which was fought, that was the fought in Khanwa. So therefore it is known as the Battle of Khanwa, which took place just after the year of Battle of Panipat. That means in year 1527. In 1526, Battle of Panipat. In 1527, Battle of Khanwa. So here Babur fought with Rana Sanga. So as we know, Rana Sanga was having its own intention. Therefore he invited Babur to invade, to defeat Ibrahim Lodi, and so that he could also establish empire along with Daulat Khan Lodi in India. But as Babur did it reverse, so therefore he was defeated, and Babur defeated Rana Sanga, and after that Rana Sanga could not raise his voice against Babur. Now the third battle which we have to discuss, that is the Battle of Ghagra. It was fought in the year 1529. Here the Babur fought with Afghan chief. Okay, so here the battle has taken place between Babur and Afghan forces. Afghans were again the outsiders, like Mughals, those who came in India. Okay, so here again the Afghans were defeated by the Babur, and therefore Babur was able to consolidate his empire in India. Okay, now the achievements. Babur introduced the concept of garden palace in India. Garden palaces means palaces in which gardens could be maintained at a larger scale. Okay, then he introduced a new mode of warfare in India. Okay, therefore a new way of techniques, how to tackle their enemies and how to do the war and all. A lot of changes were brought in the techniques, which we will be discussing in next video. And he was able to re-establish the prestige of king, which was deteriorating due to the Lodi dynasty. As we know, Ibrahim Lodi was the king who was disliked by the people, and the position of the king was declining. So again, Babur was able to establish the prestige of the king, and none of his nobles could aspire to be his equal. That means so much powerful Babur was that the other nobles were not able to raise the voices against the king. So that was the Babur children. With this, I'll be sharing another video also, which will make you understand the chapter much more in a comprehensive way, and you'll be able to understand the chapter in a better way. So do watch that video also. Thank you, children.